is Maze Khan.
Hello everyone. Up until now, we've been introducing the EcoPel GP3. While you're probably eager to see the 5th video in this series, today we're going to talk about Marius's long-selling product, known as the unique mixer that doesn't mix, the Maze Khan Ultra High Precision Mixer. Before developing the mixer, there was a film thickness control device that used a unique extrusion measurement system. Was the Maze Khan developed after that?
Exactly. We first created the measurement system for extrusion, spreading the method widely. Then, we became intrigued by the challenge of mixing materials. Ishikawa-san, how was mixing done back then?
As I recall, the raw materials were pre-mixed and then pneumatically conveyed into the hopper.
I see. Can you tell us about any issues that arose from that process?
Yes, due to pneumatic conveying, there were often problems with raw materials segregating because of differences in specific gravity and static electricity, leading to uneven mixing.
What happens when mixing is uneven?
When uneven mixing happens, both the resin pressure and extrusion amount fluctuate, making it impossible to produce quality products.
I hear that a lot. Does uneven mixing really cause fluctuations in resin pressure?
Yes, it does.
So, we became very interested in mixing, or more precisely, in eliminating uneven mixing. We were highly motivated to solve this issue because it was something entirely new at the time. What we did was create a structure for mixing raw materials in the measurement unit of the extrusion system. We made a unit that introduced raw materials from the side and, while measuring, extruded the materials using a screw through an opening at the bottom of the measurement unit.
Does this structure mix the materials properly even though there is no mixing mechanism?
Exactly. This is where the concept of the unique mixer that doesn't mix began. In the traditional method, the concept of mixing is indispensable, but we decided to break away from that. We wanted to show that mixing wasn't necessary. In the extruder, granular raw materials are melted by heat, and the kneading effect of the screw inside gradually reduces the particle size. By the time the product is made, there are no particles left. This made us think that maybe we don't need to mix at all. So, we decided to establish a technology where we could add the raw materials in the specified proportions as close to the extrusion point as possible. We started various experiments with an actual experimental machine, but it was challenging to see if this method could handle both high and low mixing ratios. The main issue was that the main raw material naturally falls into the extruder, and as the extruder's rotation speed increases, the flow rate increases. Conversely, when the rotation speed decreases, the flow rate decreases. Since the submaterials are only pushed in by the screw, the amount of main raw material needs to decrease proportionally. However, when the amount of submaterials was increased, the main raw material wouldn't decrease as expected. This caused problems where the forced extrusion of submaterials increased the load on the components, leading to damage. This issue troubled us a lot. Next, we thought of creating a small hopper inside the main hopper. The inner hopper would be empty, and the outer part would flow the main raw material. This way, there would be no raw materials in the central space, and by adding submaterials there, they would mix. We experimented with this idea, but do you know what the problem was?
The raw materials you wanted to mix didn't enter the extruder, right?
That's right. We used a screw to forcibly transport the submaterials, dropping them from the inner hopper. But there was a problem where the surrounding main materials wouldn't decrease proportionally to the amount of submaterials dropped. If the main material doesn't decrease, no matter how accurately the submaterials are dropped by the screw, the inner hopper gets filled with materials, leading to no mixing. We conducted various experiments and found that the biggest problem was that when the mixing ratio was large, it was difficult to evenly reduce the surrounding main materials since a lot of material would be added to the inner hopper. So, we abandoned this structure. Considering this history, we finally reached the antlion adapter. It's very simple, and as you can see, it doesn't require any power source. Ishikawa-san, you know about antlions, right?
Yes, I've seen them before.
Right, like how things get sucked in and can't escape once they fall into an antlion trap. This was a big discovery for us. Of course, we hold the patent for it. By using this antlion structure, we can handle high mixing ratios like 50% to 50%, 80% to 20%, or even small ratios like 99% to 1%. Through various experiments with different mixing patterns, 50%, 30%, 5%, 1%, we discovered that the antlion structure doesn't accumulate materials inside regardless of the quantity. This allowed us to create something unprecedented, capable of handling small to large volumes without any mixing structure. The materials are simply measured and cut by the screw and then dropped here. However, the cut amount has to be precise.
I see. So, the antlion adapter and the unique mixer that doesn't mix, MazeCon, were made possible by your prior measurement technology. That's all for today. Next time, we'll take a closer look at the capabilities of the MazeCon.
A little something extra.
Which do you think mixes better, 3 kilograms of mixture or 3 grams of mixture?
That's a sudden question. What do you mean?
Actually, it's about mixing plastic raw materials. I asked this question to 100 people, and they all answered that 3 grams would mix better. However, in the plastic industry, the problem is the need for continuous mixing.
Why is that such a problem?
It was very difficult to continuously produce a 3-gram mixture. It's a very challenging technology. For instance, if producing 60 kilograms per hour, you'd need to calculate how much mixture is needed. It turns out that 3.3 grams are required every 0.2 seconds.
What? Mixing 3.3 grams every 0.2 seconds?
Exactly. We aimed for that 3.3 gram mixture. MazeCon is the culmination of that technology. Look at it. The raw materials to be mixed are dropping from the screw tube like an intravenous drip. These materials are falling neatly into the antlion structure and entering the extruder. Oh, they're being sucked in. So, this leads to continuous 3-gram mixing. That's why we continue to claim that it's a mixer that doesn't mix. The result of our focus on the 3-gram mixture is MazeCon. Please take a look at it.